That's what the St. Louis Cardinals, and for that matter, the Detroit Tigers were hoping for in game number 3. But the Cardinals have a man that won the Cy Young a year ago and could yet win another one when the postseason awards come out in 06. Chris Carpenter to the Hill. Would 06 in the New Bush be kinder to the Cardinals than 04 when they came in here and laid eggs against the Red Sox? Here we go as game 3 of the 06 World Series. Chris Carpenter, outstanding against the Padres, struggled a little against the Mets. Magglio Ordonez lines out to Sotaguchi in right. Carlos Guillen, second pitch he sees. And the thing is, guys, he gets Pudge after this. 4 pitch innings were the norm, weren't they?
Well, I think if they were, I think that was their game plan, Chris, to come out swinging and try not to let Carpenter get too deep in the count, but it didn't work.
Nate Robertson hadn't pitched since game 1 of the ALCS on October 10th. In there for a strike to Molina. Yadier Molina thought it was ball 4. Ollie Bell, the umpire, you don't like to do that.
Not as the catcher.
Right. Molina smokes one, but oh my goodness, is this fair or foul? Well, it's foul. Randy Marsh, very Lasorda-like in the All-Star game. But Randy made the call. It did hurt. And Molina finally gets it fair, but Monroe makes the catch. We're scoreless through 2. Third inning, Curtis Granderson really struggling. Carpenter, though, does throw a wild pitch. Injured, singled, advances to third. But then Granderson just can scratch out a hit, but he can't. The second end of the inning, Carpenter out of trouble. Tigers had so little chances. Bottom of the 4th, base is loaded. Single Preston Wilson, double Albert Pujols. Ronnie Belliard grounds to third, and Brandon Inge comes home. So maybe the Tigers getting free of this. Except that, remember the horrible 04 series for Jim Edmonds and Scott Rowland. Think of the pass. Edmonds down the right field line. Albert Winnie the Pujols scores. Scott Rock and Rowland scores. Edmonds with a double, 2-0.
And I tell you, Edmonds is coming alive. I mean, this guy's swinging a bat great in this series.
Robertson gets Sotaguchi to pop it up the short with 2 outs after the intentional walk to Molina. And then Carpenter, so give Robertson credit for quelling it at 2 runs.
He pitched great in that situation. He turned it up a little bit. His breaking ball got a little bit sharper. He kept him right in the game.
Top of the 5th against Brandon Inge. Carpenter strikes him out swinging and so economical with his pitching. Bottom of the 5th now. Ronnie Belliard strikes out against Robertson and went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs to this point. 7th inning, still 2-0. Pujols made a big play at first. Now the trainer's out to take a look at Carpenter.
Yeah, they said it was some cramping, but we'll figure out what that is later.
Sotaguchi, nice sliding catch on Ordonez. And now Carpenter's starting to rev it up again. And in the bottom of the 7th, Joel Zumaya was wild. We watched him warm up in the bullpen right below us. It was wild. David Eckstein never walks to first. He runs to first on the base on balls. And then a walk to Preston Wilson. And then Albert Pujols up. And the crowd is roaring. Zumaya makes a pretty good pitch. But he makes a pretty bad throw. Going to third instead of to second for double play.
Yeah, you
2 runs are going to score.
Got to go to second base on that play. Polanco was there, the second baseman. It would have been an easy turn with the pulled hamstring. Albert Pujols, mental mistake throwing it to third.
So Eckstein and Wilson score. So they get 2 runs on no hits. Now 1 on, 1 out for Brandon Inge and Carpenter. Gets him to Scott Rowland to start the double play.
Well, that's the pitcher's best friend right there. Anytime you can get 2 outs on 1 pitch, boy, he is happy as a lark right there.
So he went 8 and 3 hits shutout, and then they got another run on just 1 hit in the 8th inning. So Looper came on to finish it up, and the Cardinals shut out the Detroit Tigers by the count of 5-0. Chris Carpenter just immense. Afterwards on the field with our Dan Shulman.
Chris, an outstanding job. What was the key to your success tonight?
Location, man. I came out with a nice game plan. Me, Duncan, Yachty, and Gary Bennett sat down and before the game, from the times we faced them in the past, and we came up with a nice game plan, and I executed. I kept the ball down, and then both sides of the plate. My breaking ball was good. I threw a few changeups that were nice, and my cutter was good. And that's keep them off balance, both sides of the plate. It's tough to square one up. But I think I made a couple of mistakes all night, and one of them got hit for an out, and it was a fastball to Ordonez that came back over the plate that he lined out out to right, and the ball to Inge. Besides that, I felt like I was good, and it was just a nice win, and we get some runs, and I mean everything. It was huge.
They came out and took a look at your hand in the 7th inning. What was the situation there?
That second at bat, he threw a fastball in for a strike, and he came back in again, and I hit it almost off my knuckles, and then popped up, and it felt kind of funny, and it didn't feel real good the rest of the game. But I think it was just something to do with like getting jammed or a bruise or whatever it is. But I think it'll be fine. It went away, and I felt good for the rest of the game, and I was ready to go back out in the 9th. But the long inning, they wanted to send me in.
Because you were hurt in 04, you weren't a part of the World Series. How long have you been waiting for a night like this?
Unbelievable night, man. Like I said earlier on, dream come true. You wake, when you're a kid, this is all you want to do. And I had the opportunity tonight, and it was just great to be able to pitch well and get our team a win in front of our fans and in our stadium. And hopefully we can come out tomorrow and do the same thing.
Great job. Thanks for the time.
All right, thank you.
Chris Carpenter getting the win as the Cardinals take a 2-1 lead in the World Series. Back to you.
All right, Dan and Chris, certainly thank you. 82 pitches in 8 innings, 55 of them for strikes, 6 Ks, no walks. And now Carpenter trails only the great Hall of Famer Bob Gibson in the illustrious history of the Cardinals with most wins in the postseason.
It may not have been a strike, but when he's got that tight rotation on it and tight spin, it's it's a pretty good breaking ball, obviously, and it's just not that easy. So, I mean, I would never do anything to take anything away from Chris Carpenter's performance tonight. It was outstanding, and obviously, like I said, I will add that obviously you also have to get some hits now and then off good pitches.
When Chris is on, he has the ability to just shut you down. Anybody. I mean, anybody. You could have the greatest lineup out there, and then when Chris Carpenter's on, you're in trouble. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I've faced him, a lot, being over here a little bit, and I've seen days like that a few times.
What's a day delay when you're ready to, the Cardinals would not let it rain on their parade because Game 5 tickets good for game number 4. Thursday night, the St. Louis Cardinals, remember, it's been longer for them since they won a World Series 82 than the Detroit Tigers, 1984. The joint jumping anticipation for a possible 3-1 lead. Here we go, Game 4, St. Louis. And with the Tigers hit a home run, they hit one late in Game 2. Yes, it would be Sean Casey moved up in the order by Jim Leland, who had 3 hits and back, gone.
And he takes the ball way down to the zone and drives it out. Good piece of hitting by Sean Casey.
So Jeff Suppan not completely on. Then top of the 3rd, runners at 1st and 2nd. Casey at the bat again. Base hit. And Curtis Granderson, he'll come around to score. He got his first knock of the series.
Well, he tried to get the break, a fastball down on him, and then the breaking ball, and he hit both of them. And Casey so far is making Jim Leland look like a genius.
So young Jeremy Bonderman in the first start since October 14th. David Eckstein, an absolute monster. Doubling to left center. Aaron Miles scores, and it's 3-1. Now, 4th inning, nobody on, 1 out, Scott Rowland. Boy, ever since he got robbed of the home run in the Mets series, he's been on fire. And look at him hustle and just beat the throw from left.
He's a good base runner. This guy hustles all the time. He makes sharp turns, and he really makes a mistake on the bases.
And Yadier Molina, who hit barely over Mendoza regular season, he too, since Game 7 of the Mets, has been just flaming. Double down the line. Rowland scores. It's a 3-2 game. Now 6th inning, no out. Rowland, guess what? Bang! Double to left.
Well, Chris, he's made some great adjustments at the plate since the League Championship Series against the Mets. And I tell you what, the Detroit Tigers better figure out a different way to pitch this young man, or else they're going to get hurt again.
Molina walks. Leland pulls Bonderman, not happy with himself, not happy to be in the dugout. And that brings on Fernando Rodney. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Tiger bullpen outstanding. Ask Aaron Miles. And ask pinch hitter John Rodriguez. Fernando Rodney, outstanding. Bonderman shares a hug with Leland because you know what? Rodney saved the day. For now, bottom of the 7th. Still a 3-2 game, Detroit. And Eckstein hits the ball very well, but Curtis Granderson has room until he falls on the water. The ball is behind him, and Eckstein, who's been on 7 of the last 8 times he's been at the plate, ends up with a double. Next up, So Taguchi. Rodney fields, and I tell you, Rodney gets no respect. He throws it over first base. It's gone. The ball just flies. Eckstein scores, and we're tied at 3. Another error for a Tiger pitcher.
Well, wet field conditions may have played into that error by Rodney.
But at the same time, he got to step and throw. He didn't step and throw. He just lobbed it.
Cardinals get a gift. They know it. 4 batters later, runner to first and second. Preston Wilson to left. So Taguchi, so fast around third. Scores. Pujols waits till the run is scored and is caught between second and third. And Mookie says, way to go, Preston. The Cardinals lead at 4-3. Forget the I don't have a hit in the World Series. Pudge Rodriguez made an adjustment in his stride. He had 3 hits, leads off with a double in the 8th for Detroit, and he's advanced to third. They're back in business.
And if it wasn't a wet field, that might have only been a single right there because Preston Wilson make a heck of a play, but he slid too far after making the catch.
Adam Wainwright, not Loudon Wainwright the third. There's no dead skunk in the middle of the road for Brandon Inge. He doubles to right center over Edmonds' head. Rodriguez came out and we're tied at 4.
Well, Inge's a fastball hitter. Wainwright's got the good breaking ball, but Inge got to him before he could see it.
So here we go, bottom of the 8th, 2-out runner at second, and Eckstein. Carl Monroe, missed it by that much. Aaron Miles comes around to score. Double. Eckstein. Close. Man.
Monroe playing real shallow in left field and couldn't run the ball down in the gap.
And the Cardinals lead at 5-4. Now Wainwright. So they want, 5 outs out of Wainwright against Monroe in the 9th. There you go. There's the form that you saw as he replaced Isringhausen this year. Carlos Guillen grounded to first, and again, people forget that Pujols has become a really fine fielder over there.
Yes, he has. This guy has worked hard. He's one of the better first basemen in the league.
Maglio Ordonez, the last hope. A grounder to short. Naturally, Eckstein over to Pujols, and the Cardinals are on the brink. The St. Louis Cardinals come from behind to win Game 4. A day late, certainly not $1 short. The Cardinals win it by the count of 5-4. David Eckstein, the hitting star, 4 for 5, 3 doubles, 2 RBIs, a big smile on his face, and a big smile afterwards.
You know, I mean, this is probably the biggest stage that you can be on, and having the opportunity to be in that situation, I was just hoping that, you know, we can find a way to put a good bat together, put the barrel of the bat on the ball. Unfortunate enough, was able to do it, and it felt good.
I mean, he's the definition of a clutch player, and then you're trying to give an example of what that means. Game-winning hit against a guy throwing 100. I mean, that's all you need to know. Come through like that in that situation, a guy with that talent. He's the toughest guy I've ever seen in uniform.
Yeah, pound for pound, very tough. David Eckstein now shortstops, 4 hits in a World Series game. Joins Hall of Famer Robin Yount. A great player in Maury Wills. Kiko Garcia might be a surprise name on there, but it's a short list and a pretty good one to be on. Congratulations to David Eckstein and Dusty.
Well, obviously they're all disappointing, but yeah, that's just baseball. I mean, we've done a few things during the series to either maybe give them a run or give them some extra chances, and they're obviously a good enough team to take advantage of those. So basically right now they've played good enough to be 3-1, and we've played good enough to be 1-3.
Reminded this postseason of just how unpredictable this sport is, and it becomes cliche for teams to say, well, no one gave us a chance. Nobody picked us. Everyone was against us. In the Cardinals' case, that's nearly true. The Tigers came in as a prohibitive favorite, but St. Louis with a chance to win it all in Game 5 on their home field. They've lost the last 2 World Series when leading 3-1. 68, the Tigers got them, 85, the Royals. And Jim Leyland had a chance to pitch Kenny Rogers, whose ERA, of course, was 0, but he went with Verlander, waiting to get Rogers back at home. But you got to win this thing. And Verlander was very wild, seemingly nervous in the beginning.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little nervous. Carl didn't have any feel for his pitches and got behind a bunch of the hitters, but worked his way out.
He did. Wild pitches and walks, bases loaded, 2 men down. Belliard hit one up the middle slow. Carlos Guillen had a great World Series, and the Mayor at first with a scoop.
Well, the Mayor made a great scoop right here. I mean, he saved the run, possibly 2.
Saved Verlander, perhaps from being yanked out of the game. They were warming guys up. Bottom 2 outs, man on third. Eckstein shatters his bat. Inge made a great play, but not such a great throw. Yadier Molina scores.
Yeah, that's just one of those plays right there where he had a lot more time than what he thought, and he rushed it and just pulled the throw.
May have the best arm at third base of anybody in baseball. Jeff Weaver against Craig Monroe. Scott Rowland's there at third. Monroe goes 3 for 20 in the series. Inning over, Weaver out. Top 4, 1 out, Maglio. Right field. Ahead choices, they go with Chris Duncan with his bat. Edmonds crowds him. Duncan drops it.
Well, that wind was blowing right there, too. And, clearly that was Duncan's ball. I don't think that Edmonds distracted him. He just missed it.
Ordonez on second after the error, and look what happens. Sean Casey delivers again. Back-to-back games with a home run. Tigers up 2-1.
Well, he struck Casey out early in the game with that same pitch, and he thought he'd come back in there again. The mayor was looking.
Men, women, children, the story of the World Series, the inability of the Tiger pitchers to make the plays. Tied at 2 on a throwing error by Verlander. What happened?
Well, Carl, it's just inexcusable. It's just lackadaisical throw. He didn't put anything on the throw. He dropped down sidearm. He took it for granted that he was going to get the easy out at third base, and he threw it away, and it cost him.
Pitcher's got an error in each of the first 5 games. Eckstein, what a play by Guillen at short in a 2-2 game. Yes, the run comes in, but it could have been worse.
Well, it could have been worse. That was a great play by Guillen to stop it just to 1 run.
Now to the 6th. Casey hits it again hard. Duncan's got a chance at this one. Oh, my goodness.
What would happen on that one? He squared up too soon. What I mean by that, he squared up to the ball instead of going back sideways and then turning and squaring up when the ball is right there at him.
No error. They ruled it a double. What do you think Weaver was barking into his glove? Pudge Rodriguez.
I need to strike him out.
He does do that. Weaver out of the inning. He was huge in this game. Now to the 7th. Weaver facing Placido Polanco. What happened to Polanco, the MVP of the LCS? He couldn't buy a hit. What a play by Pujols and Weaver.
He swung the bat terribly, Carl, and when he did finally hit a ball where you thought it was going to be a hit, Albert Pujols, the guy who might win a Gold Glove this year, robbed him.
Rolling in front of Ordonez.
Yeah, here's another 2-out RBI hit by the Cardinals. Rowland had 1, and Eckstein had 1 today and had 2 more yesterday, and that was really the story of this series.
Rowland 8 for 19, a couple of RBIs, a hit in all 5 games. It was cold. You blow on your hand, and Weaver gets Monroe looking at 1. Jared Weaver, the brother, all fired up. And what a story the Weaver brothers were this year. Guillen is gone. He goes 8 innings. He hadn't gone more than 6 in September, early September. They give the ball to the 25-year-old who barely made the team when spring training broke. 1 out, nearly decapitated them. Next batter, danger. Casey, oh my goody. Killed it again. This one a legitimate double, and they replaced Duncan with Taguchi out there in right. Tigers got some fight in them. Pudge Rodriguez, you talk about nasty stuff. Look out.
Oh, he ran this ball in on him, and he had been throwing Pudge and the other guys fastballs away and breaking balls, but right then Pudge must have been looking outside.
And what the Tiger pitchers couldn't do, Wainwright did. He was able to make the throw, and then a walk to an 0 for 17 Polanco. Big-time trouble here.
Walking to a guy who's been swinging the bat pretty well.
Big-time trouble, but Inge, who had a very good series at the plate, goes down swinging, and what a feeling for the 46,000 plus that were in the ballpark, and what must have been 10,000 surrounding the ballpark, and certainly the players who played the entire season. Got off to such a fast start, nearly didn't make the postseason with the Astros climb. Everyone climbs on board. Weaver was one of the MVPs, but the series MVP is the little shortstop. David Eckstein gets the job done. 2 more hits in this one. He started 0 for 9 and ended up going 8 for 22 with 4 runs batted in. Very solid in the field. When he needed a hit, he delivered.
Whenever you come up short, I can still remember last year losing here and just feeling so pretty much out of it because you work so hard to accomplish something. Now being able to accomplish it, it's unreal. Just dream come true. And all the little things that you do to get to this situation is well worth it to be able to hold up the championship trophy and come next year put on a ring.
We had a tough season up and down. We injured, and we just running at the right time, and we believe ourselves. I know nobody else, but our fans and us, we believe that we can do this, and our pitching just thrown up to be awesome. It's unbelievable the way that they thrown everything around, and the big hit that we got with 2 outs, and we took advantage of every error that they were making.
When you're around here, especially if you're around here for a while, I just don't feel like you join the club unless you can say you won a World Series, and now we can say this group can join the club.
And And Tony joins what is a very exclusive club, folks, as he becomes only the second manager to win in both leagues. Sparky Anderson, the other. Had Leland won this World Series, he would have done the same thing as Sparky. Well, they got 10 World Series titles now. The Yankees far and away have the most with 26, but St. Louis has now distinguished itself by taking that next step. And perhaps the next step in what appears to be a very promising career for Adam Wainwright, who's down on the field with Peter Gammons and Steve Phillips.